Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Choma Stitches. My name is Choma. I want to say a very big welcome to all the new subscribers who have just joined the family. You guys are welcome, and for the old subscribers, you guys are my rock. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Let's get into the tutorial. So today we are going to be making a circle top with a short, and for the short we're going to be using an already drafted trouser pattern. And you guys know I have a lot of sewing tutorials on this channel where I drafted trouser, and I'm going to be leaving the link to one of them in the description box. You can go ahead and check it out and learn how to draft your trouser, both free trousers and fitted trousers. Okay, but for now we're going to be drafting the circle top, and to get the circle top I'm just going to be folding my fabric, and depending on the length of the dress you're making, you're folding your fabric to match both the length and the width you are trying to achieve. Okay, so I have folded my fabric into a triangle, as you can see. Now, so I just picked up one end of the fabric and I folded it to match the selvage of the fabric on the other side. Now, because we are making a top, it's not going to be too long, and besides, this top is also going to be having gathers on the lower part of the top, so we're not using only circle to make the full top, the full length of the top. Okay, so to cut out the neckline, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the bust circumference. And this person's bust circumference is 10.25 inches, and I'd like to give it some ease so that it will let the person breathe. So we're going to be using 4.5 instead. Okay, and because we're drafting on the main fabric, we will also add our sewing allowance when we are done. To get your 10.5, this is our 10.5 inches, and like I said, I'm going to be adding sewing allowance, so I'm going to come down a bit to get up to 11, so that whatever is left will not be our sewing allowance. So here, and so from the tip here to this place is 15 inches, and this is 15 inches. So we've gotten the circumference of the bust area. So to get your circumference, you just divide your bust by 4. So 41 inches divided by 4 is 10.25, and we added half an inch, that is 10.5, and then we made it complete 11 so that we use half of an inch as the sewing allowance. I want to come down a bit by half of an inch so that it will have more allowance. And then from here, I'm going to be marking the across the chest measurement. And for this person, across the chest measurement is 8 inches. That is your shoulder measurement. So I'm marking out shoulder measurement 8 inches. And then from this 8 inches, I'm going to come in by 2 inches because it's going to be a sleeveless top. We're going to come in by 2 inches. So I'm marking 2 inches here. And then from these 2 inches, I'm going to be going up by 4 inches for the sleeveless effect. Okay. So from here, we're going up by 4 inches for our armhole. From the chest line in the center front, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. And I'm going to be connecting these two together. And then I'm going to be using this same ruler to curve an armhole from this new line, these 4 inches I came up with, the way to the across chest measurement. And then from here, we are going to be measuring the full length of the top. For you to measure the full length of the top, you are going to first place your tape rule, the 4 inches you took out from here, because the shoulder measurement is 8 inches and we came up by 4 inches here, which means there's another 4 inches that has been taken out that we're going to be replacing with the rope of the spaghetti sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to be placing my tape here at this 4 inches, acknowledging the initial 4 inches from here. Okay, and so from here, we are going to be measuring the full length of the top. So from here, I have measured from this 4 inches went up all the way to this place. So from here, I've measured the full length, and the full length of this top is going to be about 28 inches. And like I said, we're going to be having pleats at the lower part of the dress. Circle flare is going to be stopping at 21 inches. So for a 28 inches top, the remaining 7 inches is going to be straight. We're going to cut the fabric straight and gather it around the circle flare. This way, it also helps to save you fabric. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark this 21 inches all around. Now this is going to be the top end, and we're using the whole of this place. So at this shoulder, the off shoulder side, I can decide to add by half of an inch. Okay, so the half an inch is to turn the armhole, and you can also add half of an inch at the top here to turn the chest line, okay, or the neckline. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out this. have two of this, and the two of them are going to make up for the front and the back. I'm going to be cutting out a facing that is going to start from here and stop somewhere around here for the facing for both the front and the back that we're going to use to turn the armhole and the neckline or the chest line. Okay, so here as you can see, I've pinned down the pattern, the trouser pattern on the fabric, and I've marked out the sewing allowance. Because this short, we want it to be very free. That is why I added so much allowance. I added up to 3 inches allowance on the hip area downwards, and towards the top here I added 2 inches, and of course around the crotch area I added 1.5 inch sewing allowance, and here 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches, and then ½ inch on the top. Okay, so because of that I had to use a different fabric, because obviously the fabric we have left over is not going to be enough to cut out this very free shorts that we are cutting for this top, and so we had to use a different fabric, but they are going to match. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out this pattern, and then whatever is left I'm going to be using it as the band for the trouser, and I'm thinking maybe we'll use the fabric from here as the pocket just to relate both of them. So I've cut out the shorts, as you can see. So now I'm going to be using this to cut out the pocket. So this is the long strip I've cut out. The long strips I've cut out that are left over from the fabric, and these are going to be used for the lower part of the top. Okay, so I have like 2 of this and 2 of this. I'm going to be joining them at both ends. I will join sew here, and then join this one to this one to make a very long rope and hem it at the bottom. So I'm going to use this to cut out the pocket for the shorts. Okay, so I'm just going to use my hand as a guide. I'm just going to slit my hand, so use my hand as a guide and just make my markings. And so this is going to be the pocket. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to cut out 2 of this. When you are cutting this style of pocket, make sure that this place that is going to be the opening is enough for the hand to go in from. Okay, just enough for the hand. So I'm going to also fold this and use it to cut out the other ones. So I've cut out this long strip. This is going to be for the spaghetti sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and make a rope out of this. I'm going to sew this like a rope. This is going to be the spaghetti sleeve. You measure the length that you have. So we took out 4 inches from the neckline. The spaghetti sleeve is to replace the 4 inches we took out from the neckline. But for ease, I've made my rope 9 inches. So I have a 10 inches rope here. So ½ inch each is going to be to attach it to the front and the back, and the other 9 inches will be for the spaghetti sleeve. So I added 1 inch for ease. I found that this is also always helpful because it helps the dress to relax properly on your body. If you use exactly that 8 inches that you cut out, it tends to be very tight. So, but you can try this and see if it doesn't work for you, you can reduce it. Okay, but that's how it works for me. And then this is the pocket we cut out, and this is for the facing. So the facing is going to come here like so. This is it. So we're going to be using it to sew the armhole and the chest line. Okay, that is why I cut 2 of it, so 1 for the front and 1 for the back. This pocket that I've cut out obviously is for the front part, and I'm going to be sewing it to the. So this is how it's going to go. You pick the pocket, the right side of the pocket, you attach it to the part of the short where you want it to be. So I'm going to be sewing it like so. And then you pick the back part as well. I'm going to take the remaining one, and I'm going to also sew it here. you are going to match it. So take a measurement of where you are placing this and replicate it exactly the same way, the same place. Okay, so I'm going to go and place it like so as well, and I'll sew it. So I'm going to sew here with 1/2 inch, here with 1/2 inch. Okay, here's the rope. I've gone ahead to run a stitch on it. I'm going to turn it inside out and iron it. Okay, so here I've gone ahead to sew the pockets, as you can see, and I also top stitched it very close to the seam line towards the pocket, and I also hemmed the edges of the shorts. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the crotch line. And so from here I am going to go ahead and sew the crotch area using 0.75 inches all the way here. But for the front, I'm going to go ahead and sew the whole of the crotch area. And then this is the rope I've created that I turned inside out. So what I'm going to do now is attach this rope to the bodies. So let's start with this one. Then I'm going to place the ropes, the spaghetti sleeves, just like so. And the seam line is in the center, so it's not going to show. So I'm placing it like this and like this. And then I'm going to take one of these facing piece that I cut out, put it on here like this. So I can pin this down to hold it together. And now I'm going to go ahead and sew from one armhole all the way through the neckline and also to the armhole here. Okay, so you can choose to sew the neckline first on it and top stitch it before you flip it back and then sew the armhole, and do well to double stitch here. So I've gone ahead to sew it, and as you can see I top stitched this place and then before I sewed the armhole. So now I'm going to make notches around the armhole because the armhole is curved, so that when you iron it, it will lay perfectly. So you cut it a little bit very close to your seam line so that your armhole will relax. Yeah, so now we can open this place. So this is it. So in the same vein, I am going to be attaching it as well to the other one, and I'll place it here like so, the same way I did the other one, the first one. And then I'm going to take the facing as well and just repeat the same thing I've done here. And then for this one, I have sewn the shorts. Okay, I've sewn the crotch area for both the front and the back, and like I said, at the back I left an opening at the back. So I am going to go ahead and join the sides now. Look at how the pockets are lined because we use measurement to place them. So I'm going to go ahead and join the shorts. I'm going to sew from here, here, all the way and to the end, and I will sew the crotch area and sew the other side as well. So I've gone ahead to sew the shorts, okay, and sew the crotch area and all. So now I am going to be attaching the band. Okay, so don't forget to iron. So the band, I'm just going to sew the band straight. And this, I want to show you something about the band. So the band I have here is about 1.8 inches. Okay, and as you can see, this band has lines. I created a channel, 2 channels here for elastic. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and join this side to the body of the trouser, and after sewing it, I might also use the space here as another channel for another elastic. Okay, so this place is open and the other end is obviously open, so I'm going to just find the center of this band like so, and then I'm going to start joining it, and I'm going to match it to the center of the front part of the shorts, and I'm going to pin it all around. So basically, go ahead and sew it straight, all the way straight, and then we'll start attaching the elastic on it. So I'm going to go ahead and sew it all the way round. And then back to this one, to the top. And so for this top now, if yours was going is if you want yours to be a short top, okay, that if this is the actual length we wanted, we're just going to go ahead and join the sides and then hem it, and this would be a top and it would have been done. But because I'm going to be extending the length of the top, this is what I'm going to do. I'm also going to go ahead and join the sides, okay, join the sides, and then this is the one at quarters I'm going to use to do the down part. To gather the down part, as you can see, it's quite long, very long, okay, and I've joined it on each side, and on the part where I'm going to be attaching it to the top, I have run a loose stitch. This loose stitch is to gather it on the top. So first I'm going to go ahead and join the side, so I'm going to show us how we're going to gather it. Here I've gone ahead to sew this. I've sewn it, and as you can see, because of that, I've created a third channel for elastic. So you can choose to put 3 elastic on your own or 2 elastic. You can put one at the beginning, one at the end, and leave the one in the center like that, and it will have a gather effect as well. So that's what this is about. So I'm going to go ahead and pass elastic on it. Now if you don't want to put a zip after passing the elastic, you can just lock it up at the back, and that will be perfect. I have sewn the sides. Let's turn it inside out. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach this other one to it. So I am going to pass this one inside here like this, and I'm going to start gathering it. I'm going to start gathering it like so on this. I'm going to go ahead and pin it now and show us. And by the way guys, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Also turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop new tutorials, which is every week. Okay, and so I've gone ahead to pin all around. I've pinned the base of the flare with this straight one, and I've gathered it like so. This is how it's going to look when we are done. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this together, and I will iron it, and I'll put it on the mannequin and show us what we've done. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're yet to subscribe. I'd like to hear from you as well, so do well to drop your comments in the comment section. If you have questions, drop them in the comment section. If you have personal requests on tutorials, do well to also drop them in the comment section. I might get to your request. Okay, stay blessed, stay positive, don't give up. See you in my next tutorial. Bye bye.